Hello everyone, welcome back to another tutorial on Linux command. In today's video, we are going to explore WC command in Linux, a handy tool for counting words, lines, characters, and more in your files. Whether you are a system administrator or a developer or just a Linux enthusiast, this command will save you a lot of time while working with the text data. Let's get started. I'm using For this tutorial, I'm using Rocky Linux. Here you can see I'm using Rocky Linux 9.5. Let's see manual page for WC command. WC stands for word count. It's a simple yet powerful utility in Linux that allows you to count the number of lines, words, characters, and bytes in a file or an input stream. If you have ever worked with logs, scripts, or any text files, you will know how important it is to quickly get statistics on the content. The basic syntax is WC option space file. You can specify multiple files or pipe the output from other command into a WC. Let's take a look at some practical example and the option. Let's start with the let's start simple. If you run WC without any option, it will display three things by default: number of lines, number of words, and number of characters. So this is an empty file, so it is displaying nothing here. Let me check another example. So WC space, give the file name. Here it will show number of lines, number of words, and number of characters. Let's take another example. I will create my file. Here is a file, sample file. This file is created. So when you run WC followed by file name, the output shows number of lines and then words and then number of characters in that file. So let's see the another option, -L. Option counts only the lines in the files. This is useful when you are managing logs or configuration files and need to quickly check how many lines are there. For example, in your where log, I will take syslog. Syslog is not there. Let me take messages. We need to run sudo. So here it will show 7527 lines are there in this varlog messages. And the next option is -w. So -w option is used when you need to count the number of words in a file. This is especially useful for developers when they need to track a size of the documentation or any other text file. Example, we'll take an example. Let's take this as an example for a project file. This will create a file name readme. This file we have created. When you run wc-w with readme.md, you will get this will present the word count for readme file. It also helpful if you are working on a project that has the word count limit, such as in a documentation or a coding challenges. At that time you can use wc-w to get the word count. And the next option is -c. This option will count the number of characters in a file, including the space. This is useful for monitoring the size of the file when you're working with script or a large text files that may need to be optimized. Let me take another example. I have created a large file.txt. When we run wc-c followed by large file, it will count space as well, and which is useful for understanding the file size. It displays how many characters are in large file. 131, 311 characters are there in large file. There are another options like -m option counts the number of characters in a file but consider multi-byte characters like those in UTF-8 encoded files. If you are working with files that include special characters or a multilingual, use -m to get accurate character count. For that, I have created one sample file. Let's see this. As it is not taking, let me create a sample file. Save it. Run wc-m UTF-8 file. It will count. It gives more accurate count when dealing with multi-byte character. Here you can see in that file I have used multiple language. So this also it will count, and it will display the more accurate count dealing with multi-byte characters. And the next option is longest line. -l option is quite handy when you want to know the length of the longest file in your file. This can be useful if you are working with large dataset or a logs. As we already seen, -l where log messages. Here you can see this will output the length of the longest line in your messages log, which could help identify problems like incomplete log entries or lengthy error message. In real world scenario, we use it for long files analysis using wc-l, counting words in a documents. For that, wc-w followed by the file name, and for data pre-processing for a script we use wc-c or wc-m, and for checking a log entire size we use wc-L. wc command can also be combined with other commands using pipe to make it more useful. For example, you can pipe the output of the command like grep into wc to count the occurrence of special string in a log file, like grep. Let me see first we have that file syslog or not. We can use secure instead of syslog. Grep error, we need to use sudo where log secure pipe grep-l. There is no any error in secure file with a error text. So in this way the command will search for the term error in a secure file and count how many lines contains that word. This can be quickly quick, easy to assess the frequency of error in a log files. Basically, we use in our daily life, we use error for syslog to check if anyone is facing any error, but syslog is not created in this system. And that's it for this video. As you can see, it's a simple but powerful tool for analyzing text files, and it can be extremely useful in a real world situation like log analysis, word counting for documentation, and managing large file. I hope this video was helpful. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching.